Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Business Beyond the Beach in partnership with our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers and graciously, generously sponsored by Maman Coffee. Our favorite location is their South Beach Sunset Harbor location. My name is Brittnie Bassant. I'm the president and CEO of the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. And today I have with me Mr. Saun Lightbourne from Fashionable Insurance. Not only is Saun the owner and founder of Fashionable Insurance, but he's also a board member of the Miami Beach Chamber of Commerce. Saun, it is a pleasure to have you on the show.
Brittnie, it's indeed a pleasure to be here. I'm honored to be in the presence of yourself and your team and to be on such an amazing platform.
So we'll talk about Fashionable Insurance in one quick second,
Mhm.
but you actually started your career in luxury sales and marketing, and you did a lot of work in Dallas. And so how on earth? Walk me through that pivot, sir, because now you're doing insurance, which is
Yeah,
great, and you're
yeah.
amazing and you're incredible at it, but it's been a journey, and I want to know about that journey. So tell me.
Indeed, it has. It has. I spent 25 years in luxury hotels and resorts in North America and throughout the Caribbean. And my last big project, besides Bahama and the Bahamas, was the Crescent Hotel in Dallas, where I transformed the hotel. The owner put in about $65 million into it and totally transformed it, making one of
Only
the
65 million,
only
nothing to
65
blink at.
million, making it one of the prime luxury hotels in Dallas. And then after a while, I was thinking, you know what? Great. I've done this. This is great. I had the opportunity while in Dallas to connect with a friend of mine, a long-term friend who was in health insurance. I'm thinking, after 25 years, I need something different. I love the hospitality world. It's in my blood. It's never going away. But yet I want to try something different. And my friend was doing so well in the insurance market. And then come COVID, and where he really blossomed and was really able to help individuals and gave him the flexibility, the freedom of his schedule, and being very lucrative while being an entrepreneur. And my goal was always to be an entrepreneur. And I think that I thought that was the perfect time during the time that the world shut down. This is the time for me to, get my license, really look to see if insurance is what I want to do. Well, let me tell you, I started and I never looked back. I haven't looked back since I began. This last week made 5 years that I've been in the insurance world, and about 3 years since I formed Fashionable Insurance.
That's absolutely incredible. Congratulations on that 5-year anniversary. That
Thank
is
you.
amazing. So you are not only the founder of Fashionable Insurance, you are the founder of Fashionable Charity. And of course, just look at Saun, guys. I mean, come on, it's imbued in his personality, the word fashionable. But I want to know the story behind the names. And then I want to talk a little bit about your view on how business and philanthropy, how they support each other, that intersection.
Okay, great. Definitely will be my pleasure. Well, even in the hotel business, I always like dressing up. I always like beautiful clothes and going to fashion events. And even during my whole career and relaunching the Eden Rock Hotel, which is now Nobu Hotel, I had the pleasure of traveling throughout Europe. One of our publicists was very big in the fashion world, and one of our photographers invited me to my first fashion week in Milan. It opened my mind, my senses to fashion. I really enjoyed it. So I would take some of my vacations every year and go to a different fashion show throughout the world. I've been to fashion show in London, fashion week in Paris, and I really enjoyed it.
Which one's your favorite?
God, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. Let's put in my top two
Okay,
is
okay.
Paris and Milan. Paris is the birth child of the fashion industry. So it gives you everything encompassing fashion. So they are my two favorite. And then in that whole spell of things, then hotels became really fashionable. Hotels wanted to, to partner with the top fashion brands. And when I was at Bahama, I had the opportunity of working with various brands, Versace. We had the opportunity of working with Fendi and different consultant projects I did where they would transfer a suite into label into designer. So you have Fendi Casa, you have Versace Casa. And, we partnered with some of those brands, forming the hotel to have a good merge of hotels and also fashion. And it worked out well. And my biggest break was in Dallas at the Crescent. We did this Dapper in Dallas program where you could come into the hotel for New Year's Eve. You have a special stylist from Stanley Korshak, it's who we use, which is one of the biggest
Wow.
designers in Dallas. You come in for New Year's Eve, you and your partner send in your sizes and of your outfits
Oh
and
my
your clothing.
goodness.
And we gave you a stylist, we gave you a makeup artist, we gave you also a personal assistant. You come into the room, you have champagne, you have a package where they dress you and get you ready for the New Year's Eve gala that was taking place at the Crescent. Well, that package went viral. I got a lot of awards, accolades. The owners were so impressed that I was able to take fashion, merge it with the hotel business, and make it such a profitable name. And from that day, I saw them like, you know what? I'm going to launch my own hotel, and it's going to become Designer Fashion Hotel. So that's what started all the designer fashion
Oh my goodness.
within my heart. So 9/11, COVID came.
Right.
I did all my work, launched my company, my branding, my logo. That's put a setback. And with that put a setback and getting into the insurance world, I'm thinking, how can I...
So right before you got into insurance, you were getting ready to launch a hotel?
Yes, a brand.
Oh my goodness.
A hotel brand.
A hotel
yes.
brand, okay.
A hotel luxury brand. You'll have the brick and mortar. I owner have the brick and mortar, and I can come and program that hotel and with all the bells and whistles.
That's
around
incredible.
Fashion designer hotel, yes. And it was a task I worked on for a while, and I put that on hold during the COVID. And then as I get into the insurance world, I'm thinking, okay, insurance is cute, it's nice, but
Insurance is cute. Hang on a minute. Insurance is cute. I love that. That's like the best soundbite from the show. Continue.
At a cocktail party, if you say, hey, I'm in insurance, or at an event, I'm in insurance, people's like, oh, okay, that's nice. Really, that's interesting. However, at a cocktail party, I said represent designer insurance or fashionable insurance. It was more, it piqued their interest more, and people were willing to learn more.
Right.
Even though fashion has nothing to do with insurance, I combine it to make it more interesting.
That's the power of marketing. That's the power of branding.
And then the interesting thing is I continue changing my wardrobe. I was always fashionable in the hotel. I was a little bit more conservative. Now I don't have to be conservative at all. I can bring out all the big dogs and dress how I want to dress. And the minute I walk into the room, individual asks me, are you a designer? Are you a stylist? Are you a fashion editor? That's the first question they would ask. So it opens the door for communication. And I guarantee you, by the time I'm done with a person, I have a consultation to sign up with their insurance.
That's absolutely incredible. I love that story. I love everything about it. I'm learning so much. But let's talk about fashionable charity, because I think that that's so important. I love highlighting individuals and highlighting organizations that give back to our community. And fashionable charity has supported a number of organizations in the community. Children's Miracle Network, Ocean Conservancy, Torch Relay. So talk to me about why you started Fashionable Charity. What's the mission of the organization and its impact?
Perfect. Well, I was always into charity organization and giving back to the community. Both my parents were very involved in the community, growing up in the Bahamas, and my dad and my mom was always a part of the charity organization. So that was embedded in me as from a child. Even in college and university, I always participate in various charities. But I will give thanks to Bill Marriott, who formed Torch Relay. So when I started Torch, when I worked for Renaissance Eden Rock Hotel, which I worked for about 13 years, I would always participate in Torch Relay. You could either run, ride a bicycle, get a motorcycle, swim, whatever the situation is. And every year I will participate. Every year I got a little bit savvier.
How are you participating? Are you running? Are you swimming?
Let me tell you this part. This is a good part.
Okay.
So the first couple of years, actually the first year, I noticed that I did some research, and people had motorcycles and bicycles, and you can do all kinds of things.
I feel like it's cheating to have a motorcycle in a relay, but
great.
let's just we'll blow past that.
It goes all around the United States. They start from the most northern to the most southern in Key West, and then the Key West. So I say to myself, and every year I would I love parties. I love my birthday. I'm always having a birthday party. So I would put on a birthday party every year, and people would bring me a bunch of stuff, a bunch of gifts and things. Really didn't need it. So what I started doing, I participated and partnered with a local restaurant. My first restaurant was Touch on Lincoln Road and Kiss on Lincoln Road. These were very, very big name restaurant, and also the Fit Night Club. So what I would do, I would partner with a restaurant. They would donate the food. I would get the venue, and I invite all of my friends and family. And in order for you to come to my party, you had to go online and donate.
That's amazing.
Towards my charity, towards Torch Relay. And my role in Torch Relay was to ride my motorcycle. So I purchased my first Harley Davidson, believe it or not, 1800 Harley Davidson, big old bike, to ride torch relay. And when people saw my motorcycle, which I don't look like a person who rides a motorcycle.
No, I would have never guessed.
They were so excited. So therefore, my first year, I raised $5,000.
Wow.
The very first year, and that was 2003. And every year it escalated. I've probably raised close to $2 million for torch relay to the charities.
Incredible.
And then when I formed Fashionable Insurance, I was like, you know what? I'm going to form Fashionable Charities. So I had the charity background before, so I just merged it over to keep it all within brand with the Fashionable Charity. So I've done, I've worked with Torch Relay, Children's Miracle Network. I've also worked with Angels of Humanity with their Fashion Week.
They're incredible. Yeah.
Yep. And also, I also participate in Rip the Runway in the Bahamas, where we participate through Fashionable Insurance and also a sponsor and a judge. And these give back to children and, children who need books for school, children who are from the bad parts of town and they need mentorships. So anything involving participating in mentoring and helping children that are in need.
That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. And we'll get to talking about insurance in a minute, but I'm loving the charity aspect. I'm loving that philanthropy because that's what's really going to drive you forward, right? Like there's business, but then there's the impact in the community and the work to give back. And you've done so much that you've actually received a key to the city from the city of Miami Beach for your work in service and philanthropy. So talk to me a little bit about what that means.
Oh, that meant so much to me. And on top of that, I was on the cover of Tropical Tribune magazine because of the key to the city and the proclamation as well. So it's Mayor Durham.
Is there's a Saun Lightbourne Day in the city of Miami Beach?
Not
Do we
yet.
know the day?
We need to work on that.
Okay. Well, hang on. I feel like a key to the city is still cooler than the day, but we'll
call it a fashionable day.
Fashionable day. Oh my God, Miami Beach. Every day is fashionable day. It's Miami Beach.
Exactly. Well, yeah. So the whole premise around my whole, the key to the city was every time I host a party, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. At one time, I remember my first party, one of my fifth party was at this nightclub called Shadow, where it was overcapacitated. We had too much people RSVP'd. And I was like, oh, we have to make this work. We have to make this work. So actually, Ocean Drive used to have hosted my party on their calendar of events.
Oh my goodness.
That's how big it became back in the day.
Wow.
It was on the calendar events for Ocean Drive magazine. And Michael Alla, God rest his soul, he was the what they called him, the king of hospitality for Miami. He knew everybody. He was the ambassador to Miami. And he came up to me, he said, hey, I've been watching what you've done. I told the mayor of all the philanthropy work that you've done. You really represent Miami Beach. And everything I did was in Miami Beach because I live, dream, sleep, die in Miami Beach, work Miami Beach. Everything was Miami Beach. Miami Beach was like everything was my play, my background, and my home and work. And Michael Alla was a very, very, very dear friend. And I known him from the industry. And he was like, hey, I told the mayor what you're doing. He was very excited of what you're giving back to the community. And 100% of your donations is going to Mount Sinai. That year was going to Mount Sinai.
Wow.
And he said, hey, the mayor will love to offer you, to give you the key to the city for your philanthropy work and also the proclamation. So Michael Alla, again, came in. The mayor couldn't make it to the event that night, but he sent his representative, Michael Alla, who present the key to the city to me and the proclamation because of my charity work. And as well as a part of my participation in tourism. I was very involved with tourism. And that's the year we won our first Super Bowl to be hosted in Miami. So I was a part of the Super Bowl committee.
Wow. What an incredible accomplishment. Absolutely incredible. Okay. We got to talk insurance at some point, right? Yes. So keeping in line with the fashionable theme, I would like to say that you offer custom designed insurance packages.
Right.
And so tell me a little bit about how you anticipate and then tailor to those needs. And also, like, what are some misconceptions about the insurance industry that people have that you can dispel?
Right. Okay. So basically, yes, I do offer custom design packages tailored for your individual needs. Yes. That's so important.
Yes.
Versus fashionable. And I said, making insurance fashionable. Because as you know, insurance could be boring.
I've heard that insurance is cute. I don't know where I heard that.
Now we're making it fashionable.
Now we're making it fashionable.
All fashionable. So what we do is in my agency, we custom design plans for you. We're one of the few private agencies here in the US, actually. And my underwriting is United Healthcare. We work real closely with United Healthcare. We can custom design a insurance package for an individual, a family, or small businesses based upon the needs of the company. So you're not pigeonholed into these pre-built packages where you have to get XYZ. We go in, assess your situation, assess which is what's important to your medical background on an individual basis. So even if you have a group or a small office, we speak to each person individually and tailor the plan just around that individual. Not everyone needs pregnancy. Not everyone needs mental health. Not everybody needs certain things. So it keeps your costs down to a minimum and give you the essentials that's required for you to have comprehensive coverage.
It's totally fine. It's not a problem, Saun. He's a busy man.
Comprehensive coverage. And therefore the misconception is, oh, you have to go online and get, platinum or gold or silver or bronze. No, you don't. We come in, assess the situation for you, customize the plan for you, make sure it fits your medical needs, make sure it fills all your doctor's requirement, the hospitals that you want to go with. And the good thing about us, Brittnie, we're just only taking care of Miami Beach. We are licensed in almost 45 states throughout the United States of America.
Wow.
So we can help you pretty much anywhere.
Anywhere across the U.S. And you are incredibly successful at what you do. So last I heard, and I think the number has changed, but last I heard it was you're projecting over 25 million in business this year. And so we'll talk about that. I think it's more now because you're doing amazing and you're so successful. But I want to know, what is the key to that growth and that success?
To have some amazing team members. We have some of the most dedicated, driven, most helpful, hardworking agents in our office. Our office have about 100 agents.
Wow.
Most of the agents work from home. We have our main office is in Miami Beach on Alton Road.
Mm-hmm.
And we're part of a huge company, but yet we're a small family organization where we bring in agents, we recruit people. You don't have to have your license. You don't need anything. We start you up from the very beginning, from applying for your license, getting approved, all the nuts and bolts, one-stop shop in all the training. So our agents are dedicated agents because we're very specific to who we want. We only select the best. So the agents, and a lot as well with my business partner, Eric, Leah, Sean, the whole group, we work together as a team. And yes, we have far surpassed that $25 million. We're looking close to hitting a $42 million this year as a group of agents, as a group of team members out there helping people find the right medical plan for them.
That is so incredible. I love hearing that. So we got to start wrapping it up. I have two more questions for you.
Go ahead.
You are a Miami Beach guy through and through. You talked about it. You live, eat, sleep, breathe, die Miami Beach, but you're not originally from here. You are from Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk a little bit about how not being from Miami Beach and sort of having like a more global approach, how that's impacted the way that you do business.
Well, coming from as a little child, I grew up in the Bahamas, Freeport, yes, and I went to University of Central Florida. So that's where.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. I'm also a Knight. I went to UCF. Oh my God, Sean, that's why I love you so much.
I was like,
there we go.
UCF.
Okay, UCF.
I did my undergrad at UCF.
Yeah.
And then I had an opportunity, and I like Florida because my parents in the Bahamas is very close.
Right.
I can always hop and skip.
They're still in the Bahamas?
They're still in the Bahamas.
Okay.
Everybody's still there. I had the opportunity of going to Cornell University at a scholarship and also UNLV. And I chose UCF.
UCF over Cornell?
Yes.
No offense to my alma mater, but come on.
I want to be close to my mom. I'm a mama's boy. God forbid she passed away. But I wanted to be closer. If something happens, I can just hop and skip.
Right.
She can come and visit me all the time. I was the only son at the time, but I loved Orlando. Orlando was great. Also, Orlando was the hub for the tourism industry.
Yes.
With Disney being there, I thought I could gain a lot of experience, which I did. So I attended UCF. I work in the various hospitality industry in Orlando, and then I got my first opportunity to go to San Francisco right after college with Hilton Hotels. San Francisco was a great experience. And then at the Hilton in San Francisco, they were opening up a hotel in Fort Lauderdale, a Hilton in Fort Lauderdale.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, great, it gets me back to Florida. So I I transferred to that hotel, worked there for 3 years, and then an opportunity in Miami Beach came up. I was like, wow, South Beach was great. So living in Fort Lauderdale, I really get to experience South Beach. And that was during the Versace, I'm dating myself, but that was during the Versace days. And that's when South Beach was a different world. It was just becoming this global, famous playground. And had an opportunity of going to Eden Rock Hotel at that time. And that just, my career just blossomed from there. I was promoted 4 times at Eden Rock. And I was the first director of sales and marketing at age 32 at Eden Rock. I was one of the youngest directors of sales and marketing in the company. And that also, as working for Eden Rock, I handled the international market. So I travel all over the world promoting the hotel, as well as doing the marketing and the public relations and all of the digital marketing aspects of the hotel. So that gave me the international approach that really broadened my horizons in the industry, but also always promoting Miami Beach. Everywhere I went, the first thing I opened my mouth, where are you from? Miami Beach.
Miami
Everybody
Beach.
wanted to be Miami Beach.
Yes.
Everyone wanted to be Miami Beach. And the one thing we did, back then, Miami was very seasonal. So working with the chamber, working with the Convention Visitors Bureau, we were able to form Miami.com, where we're putting in events. We like to bring in the Black Film Festival. We bring in the Billboard Awards on the off time, the off season, to help the tourism during the downtime.
Right.
And that really made us a competitive city over other places, because we wanted Miami Beach to be a year-round destination, and not just for the snowbirds in the winter or for the fall. And that was one of the things I'm so proud of. So that's why Miami Beach is so dear and near to my heart. Now, I have left for a while. I left to work in the Bahamas for 4 years. I worked in Dallas for 4 years.
But you're back, and we love having you here.
Always kept the place here. And Miami Beach is now my dearest home.
Oh my God. We love having you here. We absolutely love having you here. You are so incredibly accomplished in both business and philanthropy. You've got this amazing career that has spanned various industries and sectors. You've done so much in the community service space. Mm-hmm. If you could go back and talk to your younger self, what piece of advice would you give him at the beginning of this journey?
You know what? Be your authentic self.
Yeah.
Be your authentic self and just grow. Sometimes I held back. I knew what I wanted, but I held back thinking, oh no, you can't do this. This is too big. This is too this is too that. Not until, unfortunately, in my later part of my life, I realized you can do it. You can do whatever you put your mind to do. Anything you want to do, and you will excel no matter what the situation is. And now today we have, the platform is a little bit easier. So I said to my younger people, have mentors. Reach out to people who you aspire to be, or the industry you want to be in. Always have a mentor who would help you, and people always willing to help you.
Absolutely.
So I think that for me, looking back, if I had more mentors, I had some good mentors, but I should have started earlier. And I think Saun Lightbourne today, if it was a Saun Lightbourne 30 years ago, would be untouchable.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's incredible, incredible advice. Be your authentic self, show up, go for it. And then, find those mentors and find those individuals that you aspire to be like and learn from them. So that's a great way, I think, to end the show. Saun, thank you so much for joining us. This has been another episode of Business Beyond the Beach in partnership with our friends here at Miami Community Newspapers, and sponsored by Maman Coffee. Our favorite location is, of course, the Sunset Harbor location in South Beach. Saun, thank you for joining us. You guys stay tuned for another episode next week.